everyone, and welcome to Lunar Ray Tarot. I felt really called to do like a longer, I guess, reading on the collective energy that's kind of going on with this new moon. And I think as a Scorpio, I feel like I've been feeling it quite intensely, but I feel like I've moved through the energy quite well. So I wanted to like talk to everyone collectively about how to kind of what this energy is and what it means and so forth. And I've been reading and seeing so many different things, so many different channels, and you can take it as seriously as you like or as lax as you like. And I think these new moon, full moon energies, they're all about just making sure you're staying really intentional with your life. And I don't want you to get super stressed about it, because I have been feeling like such anxiety about doing it the right way, or maybe feeling a little bit of unpreparedness and feeling like something is coming, but maybe you're not ready for it, the anxiety of that feeling, or maybe not sure what it will be. And what I guess these energies try to bring for people, like with anything, these, if spirituality and astrology and tarot is the way that you choose to perceive the world, then what I would recommend is when you're looking at the world spiritually, and you're looking at emotions and these words like inner work and awakening and quantum leaping, if they can sound very esoteric, ethereal. There's an esoteric, yes, and otherworldly. And we are in the age of Aquarius, so you've got to kind of embrace the individuality a bit. I've been looking at myself on this side. I should look straight at the camera. It's because I can see myself in the video, so it's confusing me a little bit. I look directly at the camera if you could. So I think this age of Aquarius, it's really about the individual. Like, so if you watch You on Netflix, if you see what's coming up in terms of our collective, it's this importance of valuing yourself, self-worth, looking at how you can make sure that you are internally strong to give back to the world, because that's what Aquarius represents. Aquarius, the overall arching of this new age that we're in, is how can I make myself better, improve my own knowledge, improve my own information so I can give back to the world. Because contribution, if we look at something like Tony Robbins, because I really believe in grounding the metaphysical, the spiritual in practicality. And that's what this channel is mainly going to be about. So really, what can we say? I want to do a tarot reading. This was just like a very quick, probably like 3-5 minute intro on what is sort of happening right now on the bigger picture, and then the smaller sort of moons, waxing moons that come in, and the energy that comes in. If you're new to astrology, what does Scorpio represent? What does Sagittarius represent? So when they're talking about things like Sag new moon, quarter moon in Aries, those sorts of things, the size of the moon and the clarity of the moon represent the strength of the moon. So the brighter the moon is, so full moon, the stronger the energy is, right? So that can be, moon represents emotions, dealing, and don't always assume that these energies will affect you. If you don't feel affected by these things, don't look for them. And if your life is great, enjoy that, be grateful for it. So if you are having a great experience and things like, twin flame, soulmate, relationship breaking, I think this time of age of information is calling us to be incredibly discerning about what we choose to listen to and what we choose to be factual, because there is now this disconnect between people believing very heavily in ideas that aren't necessarily grounded in practicality and considering that they're truth. And there is nothing wrong with that. But what's coming up? What's coming up is, if you are feeling misaligned, because this energy is coming about alignment. And alignment, if you think about Mulan, if you've never watched Mulan, alignment is congruence, right? In terms of psychology, it's when what you think and what you feel are the same. So for example, if I feel good about going to school and I think I should go to school and I think I should feel good about school and I'm feeling it, I'm congruent, I'm aligned. If I want to do something and my thoughts align with doing that thing, I'm aligned. And that's what it is. So if you're experiencing confusing thoughts, which you might be in this Mercury retrograde, don't be too hard on yourself. Things come to you when they're ready to. And don't push. Don't push for more clarity. If you feel tired from something, it's okay to take a step away and then come back. And yeah, so let's see what the tarot is saying. I did do a short for this, but something told me like, go deeper, go deeper, go deeper. On my paintings, I'm so excited. I will be doing like Christmassy paintings, and I will be doing like spiritually guided paintings. It's a new thing that I'm going to be starting out. And I'm actually really excited to open up my Etsy shop and start doing like astrological, like intuitive paintings. It's really going to like expand my what's the word, my surrealism, abstract, satirical way of painting. I want to really develop my own style. So again, so this is, and Sagittarius season, we're coming up to it, it's about expansion as well. So your collective reading, so that's at 6 minutes 20. So this is the tarot. So what are we getting for the big collective reading? Let's see what comes up. Oh, they're upside down. Ooh. Let's reshuffle. I don't like to read cards upside down. I just don't believe life is ever upside down. It's only upside down until it's right side up, and then you realize it was right side up the whole time. You just thought it was upside down. Okay. So, first of all, we have the Three of Wands. So that's working together. Then we have the King of Swords. Right. So if we're thinking about this collectively bigger picture, you can, if this is applying to a certain message for you, whether that's love, career, relationships, moving, anything like that, what I am seeing is a lot of thoughts, a lot of communication, a lot of action coming in. And then we have the Eight of Swords here. So what does the Eight of Swords mean? Eight of Swords. So Eight of Swords, criticism. Ooh, yes, that has been, I mean, as what basically when New Moon and Scorpio, criticism, that comes up more in terms of thoughts that have been in our heads, in our subconscious. These might not be even thoughts we think, but maybe things that people have said to us that have stayed in there. I have a thought that someone I really dislike has said to me that was incredibly negative. And even though I feel I don't believe in this thought, it keeps coming up. So I keep questioning, is there a part of me that believes this? And I think it's just letting go, I don't believe this, and making that declaration of I don't believe this. And instead of saying, I don't believe this, say, what do you believe instead? Think of the positive thing. And I think criticism, the world is always going to criticize you. So don't criticize yourself. You don't have to punish yourself. It's okay to have high goals and for something not to be working out. But if you are unkind to yourself, how can anyone be kind to you? It just wouldn't work. And then the Lovers. Okay, I said it wasn't a love reading, but it's kind of looking like that. And if it's not a love reading, there is some love here, and I think it's aligned love, and I think this is why there was some love there. So there's love, and then we have the Ten of Swords, and then we have the Queen of Wands acting after that pain, and then the Wheel of Fortune, and then the Devil. Ooh, addictive, and then the King of Wands. So we have a pair there, the King and Queen of Wands, and then the Lovers. So we've got, and then Two of Swords. Stalemate, inner conflict. Yeah. What this love reading, it started off with the Three of Wands, which is about strength in numbers. So you started off quite strong in this connection, or whatever you were working on started off quite strong. There was communication, there was action. But then criticisms came in, and this affected, and I think it came from both sides. There were criticisms on both sides, which created an emotional end, which created pain. That's not end, actually. Ten of Swords, for me, I'm not getting like an end. I'm getting... we can let things drag us down, or we can pick ourselves up. And then someone is working, the Wheel of Fortune, addictions are coming up. And addictions, toxic, because the Devil is coming up here. I don't necessarily know if this is about addictions. I think addictions, what does that encapsulate? Toxic behaviors. Any behavior that is unwanted or is causing a lower quality of life for you, and is actually taking away than it's giving, is probably something you shouldn't be doing or working towards. And then Six of Pentacles, Seven of Swords. So Seven of Swords, firmness, bravery. Six of Pentacles, we've got good financial trend. So collectively, what I'm feeling collectively is the collective have been going through a lot of changes, right? It's going through a lot of changes and a lot of miscommunication with Mercury retrograde. Retrograde. Don't know what. There's words I see, communication. And I think what it's calling for you to do, we're coming to the end of the year, it's going to be Christmas soon. This is just a time to reflect on where you've come from, where you are now, and in this new reality when you've expanded, are you happy with the choices you've made? How would you like to carry on those choices? And Mercury retrograde usually brings something that maybe we didn't deal with in the right way before, a new chance to deal with it. And you can deal with this in the best way it feels aligned to you. I don't believe, and I want you to just, if you are going to be part of my Ray Beams, I love you guys as part of Luna Ray Tarot. I want us all to be very conscious with the internet. So be very careful if you're clicking on tarot readers that encourage obsession. If they're saying terrible stuff about soulmates, twin flames, significant others, significant person, anything where it's like this person, you know, they're lying to you. If you don't know that, don't stress yourself. I have seen some very intense comments on some of the most, as I'm growing my channel, where people are kind of going really hard at tarot readers, like, I don't want him back. Or, you know, I'm not moving. And you say, the tarot says there's a move coming. Look, I am just a person on the internet. I don't know you. I don't know you. No one has done this to me yet, and I hope they don't. But if you see those videos and they're triggering us, say, this isn't what you expect, don't fall for the clickbait unless it's positive, like everything's going well and you feel good about it. Don't, do what you want, and if you feel pulled to it, you know, alchemize that negative energy. But as someone who has experienced the doom scroll of the internet sometimes, it's very easy, and the YouTube algorithm just keeps producing you videos that are similar to the ones you've clicked on. So don't get into a rabbit hole and consider it. I apologize for my speech in this. I didn't practice what I was going to say. I planned to read the cards and talk about the collective, but I think that's what it is. I didn't plan what I was going to say. I just said it, and I just felt so clear about that, and I don't regret taking that action. And I think that's what collectively we're coming back into. Of we felt very confused, but now we've grounded. It's okay to feel that mental confusion and act later and wait for moments of clarity. And sometimes things don't come out right, and it's okay to course correct. Yeah, so let's just close this little sort of collective energy read. I am still working on a table, but now I'm thinking, shall I just do this camera and cards? Maybe that's the easiest way to do this. Maybe I don't need a table, because I'd gotten like a whole candle. I was trying to set it up. Oh, beautiful. I got this from a restaurant. And then my sister got me this. It smells like Christmas. It smells like cinnamon and nutmeg. I love candles. I love the light. Right. So, Angels of Abundance. And I also thought this could just be a way for you to get to know me a little bit. I'd been very busy these last few weeks with assignments, deadlines, work, just general life as well, seeing friends. Right. I will also be doing the weekly shorts tomorrow. Now I've got like a space to read, I might just start doing my longer form ones again. I stopped because the editing, I wanted to do such great editing on them that I was spending hours editing one video and then it was taking hours to upload. So it just felt like, like walking through quicksand basically. And it was unenjoyable. So, but now we'll see how this goes. Less editing. We're coming back. So, Angels of Abundance. What do you have for the collective? I'm going to pick 3 cards about what is going to help you or just support you. You might not need help. So here we go. Release jealousy. And I think this is just talking about if there's someone that has something you want, go get it for yourself. You don't need to be jealous. Whenever I feel jealousy, I celebrate because it allows me to appreciate the effort that's gone into whatever they've achieved, right? And it allows you to be grateful and appreciative. So the next one, block out distractions. Yeah. Not to say only listen to your own voice, but listen to your own voice first and then go out and seek. And moonlighting is the last one. So it says you can start working on your dream career part-time while keeping your other job to pay the bills. So I think this is talking about the collective of feeling like a change or like a change of something is coming, something that is changing, and it feels like quite a big change that's about to come into your life. And I think that last one, moonlighting, is talking about if a big change comes in, let's say you need to move to another place and you're terrified, you haven't got a job yet, whatever. I recently went through this myself. But what I would say is, before I made the move, I started to kind of taper. You know, I would visit and come home and go back to where I was living before and come home and go back. And I would spend like a week here, 2 weeks here, a month here. And then eventually it just became normal and it wasn't such a big move. So it's okay to take space. Sometimes when we're ready to take a risk, we feel like we should just burn all our ships and start at the beginning. And that's not always, I think that can be quite discombobulating and it's not a very nice way to love yourself. So I think this collective energy, this new moon, this age of Aquarius, all of these energies are just telling us, look after yourself, support yourself, you matter, you're worth it. And when you see that in here for yourself, everybody else is going to see it. So whatever is coming up for you to purge, for you to feel, acknowledge that. I feel sad. That hurt me. It doesn't make me less. Please don't let yourself fester in this negative energy in a negative way. And always redirect it to repowering yourself. If you're angry, if you're upset with anyone or anything, think, how can I control this? What's in my control? And what can I do to increase the chances of a positive outcome without affecting anything else? What's in my power? Yeah. So I hope that that was useful for you. And that's what really is. What's in my power? What can I transform? What can I alchemize? As we close this Scorpio season up to Sag, the power, the fire, the change, the expansion, the fun. And Jupiter will give us a gift. Jupiter is in Cancer right now, so it's a great time for love coming up. So, collective, I hope you enjoyed that. Like and subscribe if anything happened, if anything resonated, and comment. I'd love to hear your stories, what you've been going through, and also your opinion on how you pick tarot videos. And do you fall for the clickbait? Because sometimes I know I do, and it's not always worth it. All right, well, I'll speak to you soon.